Hi guys, how are you, Harry?
Are we here?
I think so. Yeah, just slipped. How are you, bro?
Not bad, not bad at all.
Good. Well, a couple of things, guys. Again, we missed our weekend one because he was ill. He was. It must have been something I eaten. Remember?
Yeah, I thought so, but I'm thinking it's something else. Maybe meningitis.
Oh,
I don't know yet. My neck's kind of stiff, but and then a headache, but that's about it. It hasn't stopped me from working. So
oh, okay. Stop you from doing a fucking podcast, though, didn't it? I'm just playing with you. Okay, so a couple of things, guys. First of all, welcome to all our new subscribers. We were going to have Logan join us today, but something's come up, so he's put it off until next week. So that should be good. We'll be getting him back. And a couple of things that I want to tell you before we get into the presentation. I was just telling Harry, had a very, very weird experience, almost like a breakdown in the Matrix on Saturday. The kids at school had got exams, so I had no classes Thursday, Friday. And I went to the store on Thursday afternoon, came home, and I didn't go out again till Monday. Okay, so I'm home all day Friday, all day Saturday, and of course all day Sunday. But on Saturday, sitting here watching a video, and I looked up over at the, you can see this very well, over at the window over there, and I saw an insect. I don't know what it was. Um, and over there, I've got like one of these shot glasses and a bit of paper, and I would go over and catch it, open the window, chuck it out. So I went over there, and it was a fly, but it was on the outside, not on the inside. So I tapped it, see if it fly away, but it didn't. Okay. Came back here, sat down. A few minutes later, I looked over there, gone. Okay. Buggered off. What the fuck? There's a fly buzzing around in my apartment. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. All the windows are closed. The windows have got fly screens on them anyway. Doors are closed. Hadn't been anywhere. How did that fly get in my apartment? I have got no idea. Right?
and what floor are you on, Nigel?
15th. Yeah, I'm on the 15th floor. So over in our Telegram group, I was talking to a friend who she lives in India, right? She's a very, very spiritual lady. She's Indian lady, knows all about the Indian gods and all this. And she sent me this message in the personal message in Telegram. This is before I told her about my experience with the fly. And she said, I was in a room talking to my mother. While talking to me, she picked up a pile of clothes and moved to the laundry room. At that exact same moment, while I was speaking to her, my mother walked in from the main door of my room and caught me talking to her, that is. I would have dismissed it thinking it wasn't real, but my mum said, who were you talking to? And I was stunned. And I read that and I'm like, whoa. And then I told her my fly experience. And she just said, nice, it's just a breakdown in the Matrix. She says, I see this kind of shit all the time. I'm like, whoa. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know, guys, because what we're going to do in this presentation is we're basically going to do a follow on from number 76. So we're talking about energy, okay? And energy. And isn't it funny or strange that the word mood in reverse is doom? This is the podcast. We've had some welcome to all the new subs. A couple of guys came over from Logan's channel and left comments in this one. and it actually nudged me into going back and watching this one, number 76, Rescue Miss Ion. If you haven't seen it, guys, and I know many of the subs have, and we've had over 1,000 views on this one, and we've only got 1,000 subs, so I know many of you will have watched this. But if you haven't, or if you're new to the channel, please go and watch this one, because essentially what we're going to present to you now is almost like a part 2.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of the stuff does build on itself. So
Yeah.
if you've come later, you may not understand because of the build.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I am seeing people going back and watching some of the previous podcasts, and I know because we're getting comments in there. So, right, I'm not going to go into this, guys. You all know what it is. You've all seen all the breakdowns. If you haven't seen Logan's breakdown over on Decode Your Reality, probably one of the best breakdowns there is. And within 24 hours of him uploading it, Harry, it was his most watched podcast. That's how much people are interested or focused towards negative energy, which it blew him away. I mean, the guy's got over 11,000 subscribers, and he's got more than 200 videos. And within 24 hours of him putting up his decode on this event, it had more views than any of his other videos. Can't make that up.
Ritual at its best, huh?
Oh God, yeah. All right, so if you don't know what these are, guys, they're called a mood ring, and according to what they're supposed to do, they change color according to your mood. Well, what puts you in a bad mood, or what puts you in a good mood? It's all about energy, your energy. We got the fire and the water, the yin and the yang that we've spoken so much about in our recent podcasts. Well, what do we do with our energy? We work in some way, shape, or form. We do something in return for money. We laughingly call money, which is just fiat. Yeah, it's basically a store of energy. You know, I come and paint your house, Harry, and you give me cash. I can then go and give that cash to the guy I want who's going to fix my car or whatever. So
Yeah.
people have got to understand that cash is just a store of energy, nothing else.
Yeah, the cash would work a lot better than if I painted your house or you painted my house and I gave you a sandwich for it, right? Because the guy that is going to sell you gas, he may not want that sandwich.
Well, yeah, and maybe you can't fix my car, so you give me the cash to give to somebody else who can fix the car. So, you know, it's convenient. That's all it is. It's a convenient store of energy. And what do we do every day? Rinse and repeat. Is it repeat or reap, eat? We reap and we eat. Well, that's what we do, isn't it? You reap what you sow. Now, the word sow, very, very interesting, because if you pronounce it as sow, you get pigs. We are earth pig. Wasn't the Jesus character, Harry? But didn't the word Jesus translate into earth pig in Latin or French or
well, because G is the earth, and sus is a pig.
There you go, earth pig. And the word reap is an anagram of pear, P-E-A-R. Okay. What's that got to do with it, Nige? Well, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, but pears do. And what other fruit is used as an adjective to describe a human being? In this case, it's a pear-shaped woman.
How about are you going bananas?
Well, that's not to describe how someone looks, is it? But I mean, you know, I'll take your point.
No.
And what do we, you know, again, we're all adults here, guys. What do we say, Harry, when you see a lady or a pretty girl with a low cut top on, who's got, you know, quite attractive breasts?
Yeah, she's got a nice pair.
she's got a nice pair. Okay, we know it's P-A-I-R, but if you spell P-A-I-R backwards and switch the A and the I, you'd actually get rape. R-A-I-P, right?
Yeah.
Pair. Pair. Which brings us back to the Janus character, where the two heads are cleaved together. Remember the word cleave. What does a lady have between her breasts, Harry?
Cleavage.
A cleavage. There's no connections here, guys. This is all coincidence.
Hey, you know the expression "two heads are better than one."
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they really meant.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good catch, bro. Yeah. All right. So after watching Sausage Party last week, and when the guy, if you haven't watched last week's podcast yet, then you won't know what I'm talking about. But a movie called Sausage Party, and it's a bit like Toy Story so far as all the different kinds of food in the supermarket. They've all got personalities and they all talk to each other, but they can't interact with human beings. So there's one guy who's a druggie, and he goes home with his bag of food from the supermarket, and he shoots himself up. And when he's in his when he's high, he can actually talk to the food, and they can they have a conversation. And one of the classic lines that he says, "I will never eat food again." And that brought me back to when we were talking about the sewers, Harry, and what have they done? What are they doing, and what have they done? They weren't sewers. We know that in a lot of these Tartarian buildings, there were no, these castles and that, there were no toilets. So in the original realm, did people eat or not? Maybe they didn't. And then we get into the idea that everything that we do eat, fruit, vegetables, eggs, meat, if you eat meat, everything that we eat was alive at one time. Okay. Is this why alcohol is called spirits?
Distilled life. Yes.
Yeah, it is the spirit of the being, the plant or the seed or whatever it is that being removed? And does that mean? I mean, I looked up the word morsel in the dictionary, and it basically says a mouthful of food, a single mouthful of food. It's called a morsel. More soul? Are we supposed to be eating souls? Eat more souls? Drink spirits? Just throwing it out there. Now, in this podcast, it's all bull, ox, all of it. Only 585 views on this. So, guys, if you haven't seen it, it's mega important, because one thing that I missed in this podcast is that I mean, an ox is not a cow; it's a relative of a cow. But a steer, S-T-E-E-R, is a cow, and steer, S-T-E-E-R, is an anagram of Harry.
Reset.
You got it, bro. All right. Now, how does this all connect to the sun? This is where we're gonna dive deep, guys. The sun is the 19th tarot card, okay? 19th. Battery is 19 in Chaldean. Chaldean is allegedly the oldest cipher. The sun is the master. Master is 19. We are batteries. We are born. We come into this world. We use our energy in order to feed the sun, and the sun sends it back in order to generate life on Earth. When we make our entrance, or after we've made our entrance, we are entranced. We do what we're told. We do what everybody else is doing. We go with the flow. Go with the flow. Flow is wolf, backwards. Feed the wolf.
And we go with the flow, and we don't even know why.
Yeah.
Well, remember,
Because everybody else is doing it, bro.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just follow along, follow the leader.
I hate when the voices in my head go silent in my head. I never know what those are planning. Well, what's that got to do with anything? It's the it. We talk about the it. The voices in our head is the it. Remember, Stephen King made a movie called It. When do we get rid of those voices? When we X it. When we pass over. What is that Christian festival called, Harry? Passover. When we pass over. You can't make this up. Now, remember.
Ishtar, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah,
that Ishtar?
Ishtar. Now, remember, I said that the word cleave is actually an antonym. It's crazy because it's an antonym of itself.
So it's a contronym.
It's a contronym, yeah. It means to bring together or to split apart. Well, to cleave something together also means to fuse, or to fuse means to bring together, and a fuse is used in electric circuits. There's our energy connection again. Everything in this realm is about numbers, everything, all of it. And I know a lot of people, especially the ladies, you wonderful girls out there, many of you don't like numbers. Is it numbers, or is that deliberate? Numbers or numb hers? Numb. I love the way that, very creative. All right. So what are numbers got to do with it? Well, let me show you how numbers play into everything that's going on now. Why do I have this awesome organization? Oh, look, I looked this up and I just copied it and pasted it onto the slide. It opened for business on October the 1st, my birthday, except I wasn't born in 1958, or I wasn't born then. But October the 1st, 1958. And I've got no idea, guys, what this next sentence means. It is instructive to recall the objectives for NASA that emerged in section 102. Well, let's just keep in mind the 102, because 102 is the reflection of 201, which is the big Jesuit number. Zach Hubbard on Gematria Effect News has done tons and tons of connections with 201.
The Jesuit and Catherine the Great connection.
Yeah, and of course there was a certain event in 2019.
Oh yeah, isn't that called Event 201?
201, yeah, yeah, which is of course the reverse of 102. So it's pretty much the same, forwards, backwards. Well, if we add up that date, 10 plus 1 plus 19 plus 58, oh, look, we get 88. Nothing to see here. Well, what's 88? Well, we talked about this in previous podcasts, Harry. 88, Back to the Future.
The Hermetic number.
Yeah, and its connection to the sun, because the sun is Ra, the Egyptian god of Ra, whose number on the periodic table is 88. So there's a direct connection there to the sun. So let's have a look at 102. What do we know from our studies going down different rabbits holes? So we mentioned the bull, the steer, which is the anagram of the word reset. So we know that around 1812, we had the what we refer to as the mud flood. If we add 102 years, we get to 1914. Then we had 4 years of war, which we know was just a distraction, which brings us to 1918, the end of the war, and we had the influenza pandemic in 1919. We had 102 years to that, and we get exactly where we are today. And of course, 1919 has got no connection to BS 19. And if you're watching this on your phone, you might have trouble seeing it, but the headline under the border war was when the 1919 epidemic threatened to spread from New South Wales to Queensland. We can see what it is, and we can see when it was, 1919. Oh, look, in case you've forgotten, Harry, the sun is number 19.
Yeah.
And there was a song I remember. I can't remember who sang it. No, 19. It's talking about the Vietnam War and the average age of the American soldiers. So if we're going to take a little bit of leeway here, not because I'm trying to manipulate things, but I'm going to borrow a year and I'm going to pay it back. Let me show you how this works. So from 1919 plus 19 years will be 1938, but we're going to borrow a year, and we're going to end up with 1939, and that was the beginning of World War II, which was another distraction. 19 years later, we get to 1958. Well, wasn't that when NASA opened for business? Well, the end of World War II was 1945. And if we add 19 years to that, we're going to go to 1964. But I'm going to pay back now the year that I borrowed in 1919. And that brings us to 1963. Well, what happened in 1963? Yeah. From 1963, we had 19 years, we get 1982 and the Falklands War. 19 years later, we get 2001. And how many of them were there? Were we told? Yeah, okay. And then from there, 19 years, we get to where we are now. And remember that we spoke about a couple of podcasts ago. Now we know what 2020 vision really means. 19 is the 8th prime number. You can't make this up. And Harry, we spoke about this earlier, bro. You know, we always look at the Ouroboros as the snake eating its own tail. But what if it's not? What if it's regenerating? What if it's going the other way, regenerating itself?
Yeah. So it's actually growing out of the mouth, or it's expelling itself, huh?
Yeah.
Well, but don't forget that the 19-year cycle is also called the
metatonic cycle, where the sun and the moon end up in exactly the same place every 19 years. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Shout out to Genetically Modified for sending me this. Thank you. Again, this is the Chinese version of this, and again, it's the regeneration of the dragon. It's not, why would you eat? It's like, why would you want to eat your hands, Harry? Why would you want to eat yourself?
Yeah.
You know, it's all
that would make a nice. Hey, that would make a nice Christmas wreath.
Yeah. Oh, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So it's all about the regeneration cycle. We die, we go into the light, which is the sun. We go to the moon, and we come back down here. So what's this got to do with anything? Well, everybody is familiar with what we call the crucifix. But as we've spoken, I've put this one in, Harry, for the benefit of some of our new subs that might not be aware of this particular topic. But there was no letter J in English until the year 594, which is, we know it's 1594, but that's another story. And how do you pronounce the Spanish names? Juan, Jose, Jesus. So Jesus becomes Jesus, becomes he's us, all of us. Why do you think, Matt? What's the message that's being put out here? I mean, we know that McDonald's is probably not the healthiest food in the world. They're killing us. Look what's going on right now, Harry, with the arm juice. They are killing us. Now, we put this slide in a couple of previous PowerPoint presentations. The generative principle is represented by the letter G. This is the letter G in the middle of the square and compass Masonic symbol, and it means generation, right? To generate, as in to generate energy. G in Francis Bacon is 33, that terrible number that everybody's scared of. Well, what's 33? It represents the letter C twice. C, Christ consciousness. G, generation. And we refer to people. The older generation, the younger generation, we don't give it any thought, Harry. Why do we use the word generation? Generation X, Generation Y? Because you split them up, you get gene ration. You have your ration of genes. Genes, gentiles, which is connected to genitals, which is all connected to procreation, recreation, bringing in babies.
And it has that sexual connection when she wears those tight jeans.
Yeah, blue jeans, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we know we spell it with a J, but it doesn't matter. You got to forget spelling, guys. It's all about phonetics. It's all about the way that we pronounce these words. It backwards is tie.
The cymatic is.
Yeah,
Is the
yeah.
first one.
So you know, you've got the Gentiles, genes tied to the EL. You've got the it in the middle of Gentiles and genitals. The it in your head, the voice in your head. What did this guy say the other day about the arm juice? The arm juice. Look at Gene Simmons. I mean, come on. It's fucking obvious.
I think Gene in this picture, Gene needs to spell his name with a J.
Yeah.
He looks madly.
For all the Kiss fans out there, many of you don't know this, but even they admit that Kiss stands for Knights in Satan's Service from their perspective. So, you know, Gene, it's right there. Gene ration. It's right in your face. The cure is energy. C-U-R-E. Look, C-U-R energy. That is what we are. Energy. The world is just a stage, and every entertainer plays a role in keeping this a secret from you. And I'm not going to read this, but I threw this in because I thought it's quite funny. Because we know that this is planned. Thanks to my friend Barry for putting these last couple of slides together. When you realize everything around you is deception, finally you see the truth. The sun, guys. Who owns the sun? God. God's son walks on water. The energy walking on water. Jesus. G is us. We've talked at length about the Jesus, he's us. It was somebody in the last video. I can't remember your name. I am so sorry. But somebody wrote it in the comment section. G is us. And it blew me away. Because phonetically, you know, I'd written it out. G, you know, if you go back to the word generate, it's pronounced with a G. Germs, genes, all pronounced with the letter, as if they begin with a J. You substitute the J for the G, you get the GESUS, which is an anagram of guess. And that's what they like to do. They like to keep us guessing. Energy, guys, is energy. Energy. It's so obvious. Your inner G. Where does your energy come from? It comes from within. When you are praising the Jesus character, you are giving away your energy, worshiping the outside, basically worshiping the Son of God. The Son of God is God's Son. They have tricked us since the beginning. Energy. It doesn't matter how I say it. Energy. It just sounds like I'm talking with a New Zealand accent. Fish and chips. Energy. Give me. I want some energy. Energy. They spelled it out and they told us right from day one. You cannot make this up. Thoughts, my friend?
Well, your connections between the energy, you being G is us, it's pretty obvious.
Well, it's only obvious once you see it.
Yeah. And then
but
you can't
people,
not.
no, but people don't look, you know. I mean, you and I are really, really fortunate, Harry, because we get awesome comments from our subscribers, from you guys out there watching this. Thank you so much for your input, because it stimulates, it gives us, sends us down other little holes to go and have a look down. And so a huge thank you. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, because we wouldn't be able to put out this information unless we were getting the, what's the word, Harry, encouragement from
A couple of weeks ago, I asked what's the name of the movie that had the number 55 splashed all over it. We had one of the subs tell us.
Yeah,
it was Focus. I ended up watching the movie. It had a couple of truth drops in it, but the bottom line is they're telling us in that sense that if you want to, you can manipulate people to think that they really thought about something, thought of something.
Yeah. I don't think that our thoughts and memories are actually kept in our brain. Yeah. I think they're floating around not the ether so much, but maybe our aura. Yes. And I was reminded of that when there's something I want to tell you, Harry. I've forgotten, but I'm sure it will come to me in a minute. It will come to me. Yeah. I know I mentioned the sausage party, guys. If you haven't watched it, please do. It's funny, bit naughty. Just make sure there's no kids around when you watch it. But the truth drop in there is just insane. And another one that's from 2008 is called The Happening, and that is basically what's going on now. Just people just walking down the street. Yeah, it's and people picking up guns and not killing each other, they're killing themselves. But yeah, it's worth watching. It's from 2008, so it's it's an old movie, 13 years old. But that's called The Happening. So another recommendation for you. All right, bro. Like anything you want to finish with?
Again, reiterate what you said. Our subs inspire us, and I think we have an obligation to tell everyone that's watching that their input matters, and it really helps us a lot.
It does. And if you've got links or anything that you want to send us and you can't post them in the comments, just send us an email. Both Harry's email and my email are in there. If you just click on the show more at the bottom of the video, you'll see a couple of lines. Click show more, it will drop down, and both email addresses are in there, both at Proton Mail. So flick us anything you like. I've been pretty bombarded this week with emails, which is good. Some great information coming in, awesome information. So feel free to do that, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. All right, take care.
Cheers, guys. Much love. Bye.